Boom. Wow. What? Stop. Bye.
Hi you guys. All right, I decided while I'm in the mood to record, and I just got back, that I'm gonna do a story time. So this is actually gonna be for Leah Ray, because she was like, yeah girl, do a story time. Okay, so this particular situation is about a young lady who I actually still thinks watches me. So if you watch it, hey girl, hey, it is what it is. Feel free to chime in, because these are all facts. A girl I used to go to school with in junior high school, right? So for those that don't know, I went to a gifted and talented junior high school. You had to take a test to get into the school. You had to have a certain academic, criteria. It was very prestigious. I'm very blessed to have gone to this school. I learned a lot of lessons, got a lot of gems, all that, met some great people. The school is famous. If you're from Brooklyn, you might know what I'm talking about. But so went to the school, and this is where I met this young lady. Now, elementary school, I don't know how to describe myself. Like, I'm still not the outgoing type. Like, I don't need to be around a bunch of girls, a bunch of friends. I don't need to be in the groups, the crowds. Like, I'm good all by myself. In elementary school, I was pretty much the same, maybe a little more awkward, because I think I was just trying to figure out what the hell, life was about. So I think I was more so not very friendly, because I was just like, I don't know if I want to deal with them. Like, I'd rather just be in my own safe space, right? So I had my crew of people who I considered my friends. And because this was a very prestigious school, everybody there was super smart. We had to wear uniforms. It was prepping us for high school, on another level already. Most of the classes were AP classes, special classes, things like that. We were advanced, right? Okay, so this particular girl, I don't remember her being super popular, but I guess in her mind she was. What I will say, without being completely negative, is I thought she was very unique. She was the type of girl that, was wearing different fashions and not following the crowd, which I thought was very admirable, especially when you're in elementary school. You are usually doing what you think is popular, what your friends are doing, and she wasn't. And I thought that was pretty cool, because those are the type of people that I usually like, right? Okay, I wasn't friendly with this chick, but I knew her. We went to the same school. Now, whenever Facebook came along, you guys, most of my friends on there have requested me, because I don't go really and request anybody. And no cap, no nothing. I just don't. My family is the large majority of my Facebook group. Now more friends, but friends that have found me, friends from college, friends from my neighborhood, friends from old jobs, friends from school. So high school and elementary school requested me, right? She requested me on Facebook. I did not request her. She kept coming up as a suggestion back in those Facebook days, and I was just like, we wasn't friends in school. Why am I gonna be friends with her on Facebook? Because I just find that so weird to me. Why would you want to be my friend on Facebook when we were not friends in real life? What? Unless you're trying to, form a friendship now, but just awkward, right? But I knew who she was. Okay, so we had similar friends in common, and actually mostly guy friends. There was one guy that was my little boyfriend back in the day, and she was friends with him. And then there was another girl who ended up started dating that guy later on in life, and she actually wanted to fight me. You what? In elementary school, she was literally in my face about to fight me, and I just lost my shit. I didn't touch her, but I was literally like screaming in her face, like, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Because I was not necessarily like part of the super popular kids. I wasn't, you know, I did me. And they ran in like cliques, you know, and a lot of them lived in Brooklyn and traveled together, you know, to Brooklyn. I was in Queens at the time. My family had moved us out of Brooklyn and we were living in Queens. So I wasn't part of the neighborhood. I was this Queens girl, you know, coming into Brooklyn. My cousins and stuff lived in Brooklyn, but only one of my cousins actually went to this school, and all my other cousins. So I was just like alone. These people knew each other from like the neighborhood, whatever. So they was real cliquey, right? So I'm like an outsider. Fine, who cares? We were actually allowed to go off of school grounds when you got to a certain level. You could go off of school grounds to get lunch, right? You could go to the pizza shop, Burger King, it was like a bunch of stuff, whatever. But you had to have you had to be in a certain grade, and you had to have a certain level to be able to actually go off grounds to get food, right? So I remember one time, the particular girl this story is about, she was with that crew, right? And the girl that was gonna fight me for this little short little boy who, it was junior high school, like wasn't even nothing real like that. And I was going to the pizza shop. I think I was with one of my homegirls. I'm not sure. I could have been by myself. I don't remember all the details. And I'm going to the pizza shop, and pizza shop back in the day in the hood in Brooklyn, you could get a slice and a drink for like $1.50 or $2, something like that. Maybe $3, something. It was real cheap. I remember that. So I'm getting my slice and my drink, and they already was in there sitting down, whatever. So they laughing and clowning. You know, I'm sure they was talking about me. There was nothing you could say about me like negative. I was fresh to death, dipped, like clean. Nothing you could say about me. The only thing you could say was that I was an outsider. And the thing was, I think she was the girl who, you know, ended up talking to this dude I was talking to in elementary school. She ended up talking to him later on. She might have been jealous, but she was beautiful. I will never shit on another female if it is what it is. And even as a young girl, she was gorgeous. Like nice sandy, naturally nice sandy brown, little blondish hair, beautiful green eyes, very pretty features. Just like a cute little girl. She dressed nice. We wore a uniform, but she always had like, the way we expressed our fashion was through our sneakers. Hence why I'm such a big sneakerhead, because it's always been part of my life, always been part of my culture growing up, is sneakers from very young age. I say right in elementary school is when I started getting my sneaker fix. Her sneaker game was sick, okay? My parents bought me shit and stuff like that, but I wasn't getting sneakers how they were getting sneakers. They was getting sneakers like, I want to say every time their damn parents got paid, it seemed like they had a new pair of Jordans, a new pair of something. I got sneakers like new sneakers every like once in a while. Okay, they was fresh, they was dip, but every once in a while, not how they were getting sneakers. I feel like every 2 weeks these girls had like new sneakers or whatever. So, okay, they clowning, making fun of me, whatever. So I was like, when I wanted to sit there and eat my lunch, but I was like, do I want to be bothered? Like, because I just felt like they was just going to try to keep fucking with me, like, you know, whatever. Not that I was scared. It's just like, who wants to be bothered with that? You know what I mean? Like, you jealous. I'm not part of y'all clique. I get it. You know what I mean? You want to be mean girls, whatever. I'm an outsider. So I actually decided, you know what? I'm going to go sit in the corner here. Let them say, let them do whatever they want to do. Ain't nobody going to put their hands on me, because y'all must have forgot I was from Brooklyn too. Just because I don't live in Brooklyn don't mean I ain't from the Brook, right? Don't ever get it twisted. And my cousins and all of that was very local, okay? Like, ciao. So anyway, I sit in the corner by myself, and I might have had a book. I was always like reading something, and eating my pizza, drinking my drink. And one of the guys that they was with came over to me and was like, oh, so-and-so want to talk to you, right? And this is the girl I'm about to talk about, right? And I'm like, talk to me about what? And he was like, oh, you got an attitude, whatever. And I was like, okay, talk to me about what? She could come over here or whatever. So she came over to my table, always with y'all always get like the back story, right? She came over to the table I was sitting at, and I was already on defense, like, what's she gonna say to me, right? So she was like, hey. I was like, what's up? She's like, why you always walking around here like you got an attitude problem, whatever. And I'm like, I probably did just like that laugh. Like, I'm like, I don't have an attitude problem. I'm minding my business. Y'all minding y'all business. Like, she's like, oh, well, my friend want to know why you don't like her and why you talking to her man. So I'm like, who your friend? Like, because she could come over here and ask me herself. And she was like, I don't want to say the girl's name, but she called her over. But she was a little scared. She wasn't like, I felt like she wasn't like the rah-rah type. She was like just this pretty girl who was popular, but she wasn't really about that life. And that's fine. Like, you know, people force you to be something that you're not. She was not about that life, right? And I wasn't even telling her to like come over to fight her or whatever. Like, you want to ask me a question, even as a young lady, a young woman, I've always been the same way. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Like, the dude who you like likes me. Like, come on, like, what the hell? So she didn't come over, right? So then the girl who I'm about to talk about, she's like, forget it, she don't want to talk to you, but like, you really need to stop talking to her man or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I don't know who her man is. I don't know who you're talking about. If somebody has an issue with me, they can talk to me directly, okay? So she's like, ugh. They just couldn't stand the fact that I wasn't shook. You know what I mean? Like, people feel like they can intimidate you or whatever. And I probably looked like a cornball, like a little, I'm small. I'm a small little thing. You know, I probably have my hair in a bun or a braid or something, just looking like mad, like a little cornball, right? I had a book. Like, I probably look like a cornball, but looks could be very deceiving. Like I told y'all, like, don't test the kid. Right? So I was just like irritated, but I wasn't leaving. I finished eating my slice of pizza while they was over there clowning and probably saying stuff about me, and I don't care. And then I left. They stayed there. Like, we only had an hour. They was like gonna get in trouble because they didn't come back on time, but I was on time because I didn't play that when it came to my school stuff. So time had passed, right? We had gym and stuff, like field day and stuff like that outside or whatever, and they just always kept like bothering me, kept like picking on me, whatever, because I wasn't like part of the crew. But the funny shit was, the guys that ran with their crew fucked with me. You know what I mean? Like, the guys always was like, oh no, Chris is cool, like, oh no, like, I was just the same attitude I have now, just a real chill, down to earth personality, is the same personality that I basically had then. So I think the dudes, my energy was more so like a dude's energy. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like this prima donna. You know what I mean? Like, touch me. Like, girls in my school were getting their nails and shit done in elementary school. Like, I'll be damn, my mother let me get my nails done. In elementary school, yeah, I was not getting my nails and stuff done. So I probably seemed like a little cornball, a little tomboy, like, which was fine. Like, I wasn't doing all that girly stuff that they were doing. So they looked at me differently, right? So, and like I said, they didn't like me because the guys that they hung with liked me, you know, as a friend. Maybe they thought I was cute, I don't know, but that was more reason for the animosity, right? Fast forward all of that shit. I just had to give y'all a little background about Shorty. So Shorty requests me, I don't know, I want to say I was in my either early 30s or late 20s sometime on Facebook, right? Like I told y'all, we wasn't cool, homie, in real life, but I accepted her, whatever. So from the very beginning, you guys, I knew that this girl was the same little catty, petty, mean girl that she was or thought she was in junior high school. But the difference is, we grown now, and you a corn fucking ball, okay? You was a corn fucking ball to me then, you're a corn fucking ball to me now, okay? But she pretended on Facebook like we was so chill or whatever, and I guess, I don't know whatever, like, she acting like we such good friends because, you see, sweetheart, my life is what? My life is popping, right? Okay, so she would post like so much indirect shit because I have a very strong personality, and if I am passionate about something or I'm trying to convey a message or whatever it is, it's always going to be some energy behind it, right? So she didn't like that. She didn't, on Facebook, she didn't like the fact that I posted certain things. Certain things used to get under her skin. You know, when I used to post about Meanwhile, this shit ain't got nothing to do with her family, but like I told y'all on here, people internalize shit. Whatever they're going through, or however they feel about their own lives or whatever, you say something, they automatically think like you talking about them, or it has to be about them. Meanwhile, I don't know what the fuck is going on in her life or what have you, right? So I'm talking about the shit that's going on in my life, talking about the people around me, right? So I was always, while I was grinding and building my empire and going to school and working 4 and 5 jobs, hustling, you know what I mean, trying to get my life together, at the same time, I have younger cousins up under me. You know what I mean? I have family that look up to me. I have family that's watching everything that I do. I was wanting to be motivating to them. So certain things that I would post, she would get offended by. You know what I mean? Like I would say, let's say for example, I'd be like, oh, y'all need to get up off your ass, stop playing PlayStation, start working, start saving money, blah, blah, blah. And then she would put, not even 5 minutes later on her status, people stay talking about what other people doing. Just because somebody's playing PlayStation don't mean that. Like it was just like, so that y'all know I don't like that indirect bullshit. Like if you have an issue or a problem with something I'm saying is triggering you, make a comment under my post or message me. Like, why do you think this applies to you? And that happens a lot on social media. People think shit be applying to them. And it might apply to them, but I'm not implying it directly to you. It has nothing to do with you, right? And this happened so often. Now, later on in life, I got a lot of opportunities when it came down to fashion, right? So I was designing stuff. Y'all know I was heavy into accessories, and there was a time where I was hand making accessories, and I got discovered. You know, there were certain people that was like, oh, this is dope. You know, like I want to put you in a fashion show. Can we use your stuff for a fashion show? Whatever. So some of my O2Bs know these things. You know, I don't really talk about stuff like that anymore because the internet and right. So I started doing really well. Like I was selling like a lot of like my handmade unique pieces and all of that, and people were being inspired. Like people were reaching out to me like, oh my god, like I want to do something like this. Like how do I get into that? And I don't have no problem with giving you information. I'm not one of those petty women that, you know, oh, I ain't gonna share. Here's my thing. I have no problem with telling you how to get it. But then once I tell you how to get it, it's on you to do the work. I'm not going to hold your hand through everything. I'm not going to give you every little single gem. That's something that you will have to do the work to acquire, like I did, right? But I'm not the person that's not going to help you. If it's somebody I could give you a resource, if I can tell you how to start, how to put you in the right rooms, I will do that. I will do that for you, because why not? Like, I'm not a bitter bitch. I'm happy. My life is good. And even when it wasn't what it is now, I've never been a bitter, unhappy bitch. People that are like that are usually so scared you're going to outshine them, or you're going to take some of their, you know, glow away, that they won't help you or they don't want to help you. And that's sickening. Like, I don't never feel like, oh, I can't help you because you're going to outshine me, because I'm going to shine regardless. So that's my mindset, and it has always been my mindset. And I never feel the need to feel like I got to be better than anybody, because what people fail to realize is there's only one you. There's only one me. So regardless of how you get it, how I get it, we different, or we should be. And that's what makes you shine. So the fact that you are intimidated or scared that somebody's going to outshine you is an internal problem. This is going to be a long one. So if y'all need to pause, get comfortable, get a snack. Shut up, sarcasm. I don't even want to hear you in the comments. Do that, okay? Because this going to be a long one, because I already know I'm chatty. I'm thinking of shit that happened. This is some of my longer vlogs. And some of y'all like longer vlogs, okay? So this is for y'all. All right. So keep in mind that this girl, just any and everything that she could find to counter what I was saying is what she did. Now, what I will tell y'all is she's a stylist for the celebs, a lot of celebrities. She's been on television. Some of you may have seen her. Some of you may know her. I ain't gonna say she's like a super poppin', everybody knows her. No. But she has earned some accolades. I will say that again. I'm no hater. You know what I mean? She styled a few celebrities. And like I said, even from when we were kids in school, she had great style. I will give her credit where credit is due. I won't take that away from her. So, okay. Now, when I started, because fashion was not my business. This was her business as an adult. This is what she did to survive. You know what I mean? This is how she hustled. She was styling people, shopping for people, big name people, maybe not so big name people, but she had a little following or whatever. And this is what she was doing in Brooklyn, right? Now she would be at New York Fashion Week. I think she got certain seats and stuff like that. Now I have been to New York Fashion Week too, but it's not my business. And I didn't have great seats like she did or clout like she did because it's not my industry. So when I was able to go to New York Fashion Week, it was definitely because somebody was like, oh, here, I'm gonna hook you up. Somebody that I knew, you know what I mean? But I didn't have the clout that she had, right? But people don't like you even inching on their back door, stepping on their toes. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was not my intentions. The shit that happened for me when the fashion shit was popping for me was totally by accident, because I was doing something that I love. Now, I have had subscription boxes, you guys, for almost 20 years. Like, before subscription boxes were a thing, like how they're a thing now, I already had a subscription box. I was already in the neighborhood, your neighborhood pusher, shopping for my mom's friends, shopping for my homegirls, putting together little creations in a box. People was paying me for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the old YouTubies, you have heard this story as well. So it wasn't new to me. You know what I mean? But when I started posting shit on the internet, that's when, I started getting a little buzz, right? So I have always been into fashion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm like this fashion queen, fashion god, whatever. No, I don't consider myself that. I wouldn't even give myself that label. But I have always been into fashion, and I have my own fashion. Like, I don't rock what you think I should be rocking, or I don't rock the trendy shit because that's what's popping. I rock what I want to rock. High end, low end, in between, hand me down, thrift store, whatever it is, whatever I feel is going to make my look good. That's what we doing. So with the fashion world, right? Like I said, she's in the fashion world. This is her business. When I started posting pictures from fashion shows, and she saw that I was, like around these people, I think that shit even infuriated her even more, just because she's a fucking hater. And whatever. I'm not trying to steal your shine. This is just how my life is progressing. Like, this is just what happens. Like, these are some doors that have opened for me. Like, you would think a real bitch gonna be happy for you, not secretly hating your guts and scared that you're gonna like take over their industry or step on their toes. You know what I'm saying?